Hello everyone, and welcome back to Attract Mode, presented to you by the Lady Arcaders. Thank you so much, Cell, for that lovely intro. Yes, I am 3Pup, and I will be your host for our final run of this evening. And, y'all, we have quite a special run for you all tonight. My wonderful friend, ProfessorBurtch, has prepared a most interesting run of a most interesting game, and prepare the world's worst Richard Attenborough impression you've ever heard. Welcome to Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. ProfessorBurtch, take it away.
Hey gamers, it's I, Birch, back here again with, what I like to call the game of all time. Did you ever think to yourself, what if there was a Match 3 Metroidvania-esque game that was also a Resident Evil parody? And also just so happens to be made by the same devs as games like El Paso Elsewhere, Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator, and Clickolding? Hi, this is the game for you. This is the Strange Scaffold classic that was released less than a year ago, Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. Yes, there are other Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion games. Hi, anyway, so this is going to be jam-packed. Real quick, I'm going to show settings. You're going to see game speed is on 5. Text is going to be flying across the screen, so I pray to whoever god you believe in that you're going to read and get some kind of lore tonight. Yeah. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to sort of take on the mansion with our protagonist here, JJ Hardwell, and time will begin when I click new game in 3, 2, 1, dinosaurs. Anyway, we are JJ Hardwell, a new agent for the ATS, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Super Science division. I don't know exactly what what this organization really does. Think whatever. I'm also not that familiar with Resident Evil. Think whatever organization our protagonists work for in that game. But anyway, we have been sent out to this mansion to investigate mysterious happenings. Mysterious. So right now we're going to start our first encounter against a gate. So I think this is going to be a very important time to sort of introduce. There's going to be several types of encounters that we're going to see tonight, and that's going to be fights. So our opponents are going to have some kind of health bar or HP bar. We're getting into our first fight against this raptor right here. Other ones are going to be progress, where we're going to be matching symbols and then using one of our abilities on this sidebar here to advance progress on some kind of goal. There's no good matches there, so I'm just gonna have to take that. And I gave them the knife. The fun fact about this match 3 game is that our opponents also match on the same board. I'd really like to match these knives here. You'll see on combat encounters, we'll have the knife symbols on the board as well. We match those, deal damage to our opponent that way. But then we typically have what you'll see, these squares, triangles, circles, and diamonds all as our stock standard, other symbols elsewhere. They'll be consistent throughout every single board, but we'll have other various symbols depending on the type and style of encounter, and what kind of encounter we have thematically. Anyway, I think that's my sort of big info dump at the beginning of the game. 3, do you have any questions?
Who gave the raptor a knife? I'm scared.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna heal here because I'm getting a few bad rolls and I'm just 2 knife matches away from winning this fight. This one, you'll see that I don't have, I don't have the trait that will give me steel shoulder bash at the moment, but we'll get that in a few seconds here. So my damage for this fight is entirely reliant on matching these knives here, and we are out of the raptor fight, and that's our first fight done. And now we move deeper into the house. Draw on Jack Breyer's strength to get us through this. Jack Breyer being the protagonist of Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 1. And it's almost like this mansion's kind of familiar to that. It's a little bit. All right, so this is gonna be our first progress one. So what we're gonna do is we need to match blue triangles to be able to have enough activations of creep forward. And once we have enough activations of creep forward, we can complete the fight. So creep forward gives us 25 progress with each activation. So, and that's 5 per activation. So we need 20 total symbols to be able to clear this fight. And I'm going to focus on getting those symbols first before essentially just spam clicking creep forward at the end of this encounter. But
I love that the Brontosaurus doesn't fit in its own portrait picture.
Yeah, it's very big. And it helps the idea that we have to like squeeze by it. The writing, we're not gonna read most of the writing in this game, but the writing in this game is particular. And there's our 20 symbols. So now it's just spam click creep forward until the fight is done. Come on. Comboing, whether it's comboing we do or comboing our opponent does, is time loss. So that is also kind of where some RNG aspects of the game come into play, as well as just like symbols that land on the board. So no two runs are the same, because we'll also see later on that we'll get money for at the end of certain encounters or at end of branches based on the combos that we do. So now we're at our first rest stop. What we're going to do is we're just going to buy a single bandage before moving on, because we're going to need it.
I love that our hero just looks so distressed. Like
he is just like me for real. Anyway, we're fighting a zombie T-Rex.
As one does.
As one does. Resident Evil, eat your heart out. You wish your game was as cool as mine.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, the dinosaurs in a mansion.
Resident Evil doesn't have dinosaurs, I don't think.
We were chatting a little bit about that in the green room, and there's at least a shark within the series, but no actual confirmation on whether or not it's being dinosaurs. So we'll see there. I kind of misclicked a couple times there. So you'll also notice that there's essentially misclick protection. So if I sort of make a move and it's an invalid one because it just doesn't match, or there is no match that happens from it, it will just reverse it and it doesn't do the match. So, which is also good. It means I can be a little bit quicker on the draw here, and just not necessarily spam click the board, but just kind of like think quicker than like my mouse moves sometimes. One shoulder bash, and I'm gonna bandage here just so I don't die to the bite, and first aid as well, just to use up that healing. Okay, and that's it. Anyway, this is zombie T-Rex done. The same zombie T-Rex that Jack. Oh. Okay. Darkness. Puzzles. We're alive? Hunk and Dockwright III, the evil scientist from the previous games in the series. What are you doing here? Anyway, here's our massive lore dump where JJ learns that he's in a video game, and he's been in a video game the entire time, and everything up until that zombie T-Rex fight was the demo for the game. So now we're really in it now, Mr. Krabs. We have now been granted debug mode, and the entire and the mission currently to hunt out different bugs. You'll see traits also pop up through time to time, and these are going to be things that, like, based on dialogue selections I make, I'll get traits and they'll help me by either giving me other abilities or hindering me in some way. much like getting steel shoulders from the Brontosaurus fight. That was an instance of now I had steel shoulders coming back to this, I could just bash right through it. And this is where the sort of the Metroidvania-esque gameplay loop comes in, because we're going to be doing a lot of revisiting previous dialogue branches, essentially, with new abilities.
I'm fascinated.
But yeah. Oh, what? That we're a self-aware game character? Surely that can't go wrong whatsoever in a Strange Scaffold game.
Sure.
Surely. And something foreshadowing is a literary device. I say that a lot in my runs. Talk about self-aware.
It is a literary device.
Alright. Finish off the raptor. We're gonna get one more little bin. I have the pocket shotgun. I'm gonna get the health boost right now while I'm thinking about it, and a bandage before moving on. Okay. So now we're in the bug hunt. We're going to be going down a couple different branches, seeing out to their end, and also finding some other items. We do have 3 specific interactions and encounters that we do need to hit, this night being one of them, that are our bug encounters. So right now we're just going to be focused on defeating this knight. Once again, the pocket shotgun also is something we like specifically went out of our way in sort of mashing through, because that's going to be a special tool that'll help us in an encounter right after this one. But for right now, I just need to focus on chipping this knight down. Luckily, Shoulder Bash, one of our main sort of consistent damage sources throughout the run, is repeatable. So it doesn't use my turn. So you'll see me, if I have a lot of things with this sort of cyclical recycle symbol looking thing, if I have those abilities, those are things I can use several times per turn, versus the Hourglass, which uses up my turn entirely. Think also in a way like instant or sorceries in Magic the Gathering. I know it's not exact for one, but I also, speaking of things I continuously bring up in every single one I do, apparently.
Magic the Gathering mentioned.
Magic the Gathering mentioned. Okay, that is the knight down. That is bug encounter 1. And because I'm going so fast, you'll sometimes see traits pop up. This is the end of branch reach, so you'll see this sort of menu pop up sometimes, and you'll see right there based on the combo length or my highest combo. That's often how I'll make money. Money routing in this game affectionately is cursed because of this, because there's gonna be a lot of times where I don't actually interact with the match 3 mechanics, and from that don't get money. Anyway, we're now in one of our sort of we're in another progress one. This is gonna be one where our opponents aren't gonna be doing anything, but where we kind of get hindered is that we want to be matching these paintbrushes, but if we match any red symbols, we'll actually lose progress. So I want to be avoiding that as much as possible, but there's sometimes where like there's just a sea of red symbols on the board and I can't avoid it. But also in cases like that where I just combo out of my gourd, that helps. As long as no reds are... Yep. Okay, cool. That one. Okay. Hello, you're under arrest. We're arresting this Archaeopteryx. So Archaeopteryx, this is why we have the pocket shotgun, has this ability called Fly Around that can just clear out our symbols. So we're going to just not worry about symbols most of the time. We would have to build up essentially 9 of both the green circles and the yellow squares in this case to be able to clear this, but with the pocket shotgun doing 4 damage already to a 6 health enemy, we just need to activate that once. And we're gonna loot the body, and of course in video game fashion, that Archaeopteryx had a hunting rifle.
I played enough World of Warcraft. I know these things. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna just pick up another pocket shotgun here just to have the extra DPS, because everything's going so far. We're gonna go somewhere else this time. And we're going to run into, ourself. You're my evil twin. So yeah, this is the evil JJ. He's supposed to be the nemesis of the game, where essentially he chases us based on our stress levels. But because the game is in a currently unfinished state, he's just kind of left to his own devices. They kind of took that, the devs took that out somewhere in the development process, and then just never really coded him back. Anyway,
Oh.
I wish my evil twin looked as good as he does. Yeah, clown warning. I'm very sorry about that. Anyway, remember the Archaeopteryx? Now we're fighting a Clownodactyl. The Archaeopteryx, also once again, fly around, you'll see, is just like the Archaeopteryx we faced earlier, where it clears our symbols. So the reason why we picked up hunting rifle there is we just get to do a quick kill on the Clownodactyl. And I think 3 hunting rifle shots to the face is exactly the kind of fate the Clownodactyl deserves.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, and now we're going to do a quick shot. We're going to actually clear out the inventory of the hunting rifle we had before, because you'll notice a pattern of us picking up hunting rifles very often, and that is largely due to the fact that we want to be shooting things in the face instead of interacting with the match 3 mechanics. Anyway, now that we have bug encounters, we're going to go back through here, and we are going to face the hybrid. The hybrid has this one ability, photosynthesize, that he uses every turn. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get them under 16 health, and then just, of course, hunting rifle it down, because Sunblast deals 7 damage to us if we let it get to a point where it can do so. And we actually high rolled there, so we only need to use 3 blasts of the hunting rifle, which means the fight can go a little bit quicker, just because we got some lucky breaks in just how that sort of like clowns. Can we go back now? All right, so this is one of the sort of, I'll call Exodia sort of encounters, where we just need to get X number of symbols of each to pay the cost of something like grab bone, and it will just end the encounter. So our goal in this case is trying to build up all of these symbols, prioritizing, of course, the dinosaur skulls here, which we need 20 of, while also just trying to stay alive. Unlike the fight earlier against the zombie T-Rex, where we actually had to, like, fight him. And we're coming up to the end of Chapter 2 of what will be 6, because we are doing a true ending run tonight. So as far as I understand it, I am the only person who speedruns this game. At the time of this showcase, there is no SRC page still, because I have just frankly been too lazy and too preoccupied with other runs to think about that and think about this. So pretty much any category that we have that sort of exists for this game is something I've more or less come up with. Any percent is going to be quite literally the first 5 chapters up until credits, and then there is a 6th chapter afterwards where we will see essentially the true ending of the game. And this is going, and what we're doing here in this T-Rex fight is going to bring us to the end of chapter. I actually don't remember the chapter number off the top of my head. Whenever I launch this game, my brain just goes, ooh, shiny symbols. This must be why people like playing Candy Crush or something, is just the shiny numbers and satisfactory sound effects of like chapter complete, and that should be chapter. That was chapter 2. That was the bug encounters with chapter 2. Hey y'all, it's nighttime. Anyway, we're gonna make preparations because what we're going to do is essentially bug into. We're going to find a way into essentially the final boss of the game using our debug mode. And from here, we are now in the attic where we're going to face off against the Cult of Hunkins. So, you know, clones, very common thing in any Resident Evil / survival horror-esque game. And what we need to do is we need to jump into the walls and complete the progress up to 100%. So we need to match these computer symbols to be able to do so. We're going to need 24 because each activation gives us 25. And from there, we're out of here.
Question just for my own curiosity.
Thoughts. Yeah,
shoot. Quick question for my own curiosity. What is the stress meter?
The stress meter, so sometimes the enemies can have abilities that bring our stress up to a certain threshold. If our stress crosses whatever our current stress threshold is, in this case 30, a wheel is spun and then a negative debuff is going to be put on in some case. Either we will take damage, our symbols... Actually, the three options are typically... we'll be fine and nothing happens. We'll stay stressed, which will just reduce our stress back to the halfway portion, more or less, or whatever that sort of halfway mark is at the time. So in this case, it would drop us back down to 15. Or all of our symbols get halved, which in a case where we're trying to specifically build up to a certain threshold of symbols, we would really like to not see that. I'm just gonna pop one jump in the walls just so... Yeah, so typically there is also lose health. Typically the options I do want to see are stay stressed or nothing happens, because I don't like taking would prefer not to take damage just generally. There's no good matches here, so I'm just gonna pop this. The magic number is still 18. Or it's now 18. You'll also see that sometimes if there are several kind of special symbols on the board, that it's typically something that my opponents will also want to use. So also if there's no good match of literally anything else, taking those symbols off the board from the character on the opposite side is also well and good.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Like strategically. We'll get items later that just allow me to kind of like clear the board in several ways. We'll get a minigun that essentially clears out 10 symbols at a time.
Okay.
We just literally to match one more series of computers.
One more computer.
Okay, computer. That did not help. Okay.
Shoutouts to Radio. We just need one more OK computer, please.
Yeah, no, this is also where some of the RNG of the game kind of comes in. But I'm not afraid of any RNG, right? Okay, don't stress me out soon, please. You don't have the symbol to do so, but I just need to be able to press this button 2 more times. Let's go.
You're okay.
We hit the number. You're okay. You're okay.
We're okay, chat.
Anyway, we're using our authoritative voice here because that's going to give us the third tick of Law Enforcer. Despite this Microraptor holding a gun at us, this is Wally. Wally is annoying. I died to Wally several times on my practice run earlier because I was just so out of practice with the general idea of the fight. And this is going to be a case where I'm trying to get Wally down below 18 health while also not... I guess 8 health in this case because I have one pocket shotgun usage and I have one hunting rifle use left. And he clears my symbols, which is one of the most annoying parts about this fight. And then his main damage one with the knives is repeatable, so that's also... Ideally, if I was like behind on board in some way, I'd like to be using civil asset forfeiture to essentially take his symbols away from him. But I got him down to 7 health, so one hunting rifle use, and we're out of there.
Bye, Whoa.
We can pay him off, but we need this money to route, so I'm just gonna bargain with him instead. And he just leaves. Anyway, evil JJ was locked up down here, but is having a little bit of an identity crisis, so he's gonna go by Filbert now.
Oh, okay.
Please respect his decision. Anyway, we're gonna buy a hunting rifle here.
Memories.
Amazing. 10 out of 10 no-nos. Okay, just gonna make sure I follow the hum. Then I want to activate the button stealth failure here, and we're going to get into a fight with the cybersecurity raptor. Cyber raptor. Yep.
He's cool.
Yeah, if there's anything, do you have any announcements, 3? I don't know why I got high-pitched there.
I'm just taking in these vibes of this creepy Redneck Dinosaur mansion. The 3rd one. I hope y'all are read up on your lore in the creepy Redneck Dinosaur mansion series. I know I am. I'm totally not completely blind to see this game for the first time.
Gonna hurt, because he's gonna use Cyber Laser here. Ow. And we'll have one more use of Cyber Laser, so I'm gonna honestly just bandage, and then patch here, and then I can just hunting rifle down now. It's got a kick. It deals 4 damage. Now we have Hacker Blood. So now that we're at the end of this thread, and we have Hacker Blood, we're going to, once again, be revisiting place we've been for. Now we have 1/2 Lab Rat. We need to, just gonna, I have the money, so I may as well just be restocking when I can. I'm gonna look at what I have, crack the code. Like, you truly do need some of these abilities to sort of and chain them in a way to progress. Otherwise, you're just kind of like revisiting. You are in the Metroidvania style of like sort of retracing your steps constantly. So this is gonna be a progress one. What's annoying is that background processing just increases all the symbols by 1, so the computer here can just essentially get all the symbols it needs for lockout error every single turn, and I can't do anything about that. And it's going, and lockout error will take 10% with every use, and I need to hit 100%.
Okay, makes sense. So the computer is basically just not going to interact with the board.
Yeah, the computer's not going to interact with the board because it doesn't need to. So this is ultimately. Okay, I at least broke some computer symbols there. I do have ways to sort of pop the green symbols on the board, so if ever I feel like there's no good computer matches, I could just sort of yeet one whole set of type of symbols off the board and just... That's my game. We should be good now because we have 12 of these, so that's 2 more activations of guest password. So even with the reduction of 10%, we still have enough to end the encounter. That was the cleanest... Was this the Techno Demon side quest? Oh no, oh no. Anyway, we're kind of stacked for cash. We didn't use any items there because that was not a damaging... No, it was not a damaging fight or encounter, but we will certainly need those bandages for this next one. Because remember clones? Remember how clones are a thing in here? Anyway, a clone of us is in this tank. This is a really scary fight in the sense that this fight's all about stressing us out and essentially dealing damage to us in that way. Because Touch Mind also raises our stress by 30, so it's an instant one shot of like, well, we're stressed now. Some might say we're just constantly stressed throughout this entire thing.
Just like me, for real.
Just like me, for real. But these beakers are essentially going to be giving us 4% of progress with every single, or 4% for every one we take, because we can do Rage Against Your Nature like this and just break a block of them. So even if we don't have a good match, we can just kind of do this and still get 12%. This is the first reel. We want this to stress us out with that 3 times, because we ideally do want that trait of Passenger that you saw tick up when it hit us with that to proc, because we'll need that essentially for an interaction in the end, as well as this thing can just break all the beakers on screen, which is very annoying when we're trying to sort of get that done. I'm gonna clear your symbols so you... I should also be letting these Passenger on me, but I should also... There we go. Stay stress is fine. It's really... Alright, that's Passenger. And I'm okay!
You're okay! We're okay.
Okay, oh my god. Yeah, this is a special wheel, and I'm okay!
We're okay!
God, there really is only one beaker on the board right now.
So, just remind me what that, like, Passenger trait that we activated does?
I'm gonna say this is a special tool that'll help us later.
Okay, cool.
I'm okay!
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
Foreshadowing is a literary device. Just like...
This does seem like an encounter where denying your opponent a certain type of resource is important.
Yeah, but unfortunately the only sort of resource denial on this board is something my opponent has. Because the one thing I need to complete this encounter is beakers, and they can just break every single beaker on the board. Okay, we are wrapping close to this, as long as... I was gonna say, as long as I didn't break those beakers, I had a match, but, you know, I can't have anything nice here. Okay, we don't need to worry about another proc. And stay stress is fine. It's damage at least. It's the progress ones that are always the trickiest, because they always find some way to sort of mess with you in some capacity. Luckily, our symbols getting halved doesn't ruin it for us. Passenger, we're gonna let it in. We're gonna let the voices in our head in.
Oh.
You're staring at the cloning tank. It's empty, save for a clear liquid in other tanks is suspending parts of various clones. You have no recollection of why you might be standing here, of any place in the room. Looking towards the far end of the chamber, you spot a cloning vat next to a bizarre array of computer terminals. This is what you're looking for. We're gonna eat the clones.
What?
You must be made whole. You must be made whole. You must be made whole. Except for your doppelganger, you're the one and only JJ Hardwell. Anyway, that gives us a damaging ability in the next fight specifically that I... And the minigun.
Okay.
Which actually, no, I don't have enough. Yeah, okay. The minigun is now purchasable because we're going back to the Cult of Hunkins. This time, it's an actual fight. This is why we got it. Eden Clones gives us clonable, which is a repeatable 6 damage move. So where shoulder bash is only 3 damage, for 3 green, 3 red, we can satisfy our hunger.
Oh no.
This is the only fight it's actually relevant because these are clones of Hunkin, so the kind of implication here is that we're cannibals, but we really only eat other clones.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the game of all time.
Shout out to the message
Just-
in chat
just
that
a
just
little-
says, just a little snack time.
Just a little snack time. Girl dinner, if you will.
Oh no!
Okay, I have 2 procs of satisfy hunger next turn, so I can just bam. Oh, I only had 1! I only had 1! I could have shoulder bashed, but I only had 1! Okay, anyway, that's the fight. And we did it! We beat the final boss of the game!
Oh, the girl dinner.
Well, I guess we need to fix this bug first.
Oh.
Oh, this is why I should have bought the minigun, that's right. Whoops, I forgot. I was staring at my hunting rifle, I was like, I don't need the hunting rifle, like, the Hunkin fight, right? I should be good with clonable. This is fine, this fight's just gonna be a little bit more annoying than, like, because I just need to fix the bug, but this can shuffle around my symbols, so even being at a full requirement to pass can just be stopped in like one swing, which is fun. Girl dinner literal, exactly. Girl dinner.
I'm just still reeling from the previous events.
Hot pocket. Is the clone vat a hot pocket?
Oh, no, I don't want to answer that question.
It's out there now.
It's out there in the world.
Hi, yes, we're also... If you're just joining us, this is Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. Okay, I need to focus on the washers. But I also still need yellow squares. Ooh, I'm gonna bandage. I'm just gonna double bandage because I do get a... This is the end of this chapter, so I do get a sort of full rest after it. I just need to... I need to lock in for a second, actually. Because there's no good matches down here, which is what's annoying, because I can't just... Like, I have to wait for it to break a block of symbols or something. Like that. And then it just takes the washers I was going to match anyway.
Mean.
Yep. This washing machine is genuinely the final boss. Kidding. I'm tech. This is not actually the end of the run.
No!
Yeah, this is why... So the minigun, like I said, is an item that breaks symbols. So this would be an instance of like, hey, if there's not a good match, it's just click minigun and pray. Hunting rifle does absolutely nothing in this fight because my opponent does not have health.
Yeah.
Just there's symbols that match. Still not enough. I still need washers, and there's no good.
I was gonna say that this washing machine's got hands, but it really doesn't. It's a washing machine.
Yeah, it very much, most notably, does not have hands. That should be good as long as I. Well, I do need. Come on, man.
Mean.
Thank you. Okay. We're out. We're out.
We're so good.
And the mansion explodes. An extrapolate and vaporized dinosaur is in here. Oh. Yeah, the game got canceled.
Oh no.
Chapter 4! So, to sum up essentially the story for the rest of the game, now faced with the fact that his game has been canceled and he's going to be doomed to suffer this loop for essentially the rest of his existence, JJ is now making it a point of himself that his goal is to get this game published in one way or another. So Chapter 4 is going to all be about finding the wizard and getting the wizard's help to get the game published. But first, we have to steal the manual from Hunkin, from Bartender Hunkin. This is going to be a progress one where we do need to keep a very close eye on our progress bar, because if it hits 0, we lose the encounter. So this is not just one of those sort of passive, we can just kind of wait until we just kind of build up the symbols. We need to actively be thinking about pressing the outmaneuver Hunkin button whenever we physically can, and that is annoying because that stops doing turn. That does the same thing. Yeah, it's lunge that we're on Hunkin's side that we're worried about the most, and this is 2 uses. Can I get a 3rd? I got a 3rd! Let's go. Okay.
We're going.
So that's 60% at least. I'm just going to press this because, yep, he's going to destroy all the book symbols, and I can't. He's going to pin me down. So now I just need to wait. Just gonna do this. I'm now 10% away, so even if Hunkin does it one more time, I just need one more activation of outmaneuver. But of course he destroys all the book symbols anyway. I just need 3 more book symbols in some way, shape, or form. There we go. Okay. So he's gonna destroy book symbols. Or no, he just destroyed book symbols. He didn't lunge. It was sort of checkmate there anyway. I could have I didn't eat the page. No. It doesn't matter. Essentially we used the manual, got into the elevator, and then the elevator took us down to the next area, but also the sort of rest area is kind of like coded to us and is dragged with us every time we like go through it. Okay, so we're gonna press the open button, and now we're gonna do a couple, just like how we kind of did in the maze labyrinth before the clone vat fight. We're going to be doing a couple things here and there to get a couple more traits into our sort of chapter 4 boss fight. I'm gonna interrupt the robot. We have to defeat it. This is the only hybrid fight in the game where we could either make progress or defeat it. We're gonna try to fight it as best as we can. So we do still have a full hunting rifle, and that is helpful. So we're gonna build up our damage as much as we can. We do need to out damage it though, or outpace its healing versus its damage, which is going to be a little tricky. But I believe we can do it. I did this fight earlier just through like progress alone, and it was a time. It's because I forgot to bring the hunting rifle into the fight. But I also have a minigun here too that I didn't use in the Hunkin fight, so I could also use that when there's no good matches, which I'm just gonna start. Anyway, I started blasting.
Just tap your finger on the minigun, waiting for him to finish the...
Basically. Exactly how I play Magic the Gathering, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have... this, and now I can honestly start hunting rifling. heal up like a little bit of it too. Yep. But like, food bot being at 4 health is so much better than like literally anything else. Just like. Okay, that should. Yeah. Some heal, and we're out. So we need to fight the bot there. We can't just skip this encounter because we need the trait anatomically correct for the next thing.
So we're just exploring around the mansion, getting traits, and then you use these traits to unlock new dialogue options to get to other parts of the mansion?
Yes.
In general? Okay.
Yep. That is essentially the vibe of this. I love how chat's still on girl dinner. We're gonna go to the library because we need to get anatomically correct because we needed to help this dude out. We need to fix Awful's animation rig. So this is why we need anatomically correct, because we need to know how to correctly rig him.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this is... Hey, so remember how we're inside an undeveloped video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to make sense now, right?
Yeah.
So this is another progress fight. We're just going to be...
Retarget bones.
Okay, I should just use like 2 of these. Okay, now I need to focus on blue diamonds for a bit. Getting bones is really good. Just getting free bones. I'm gonna say it like that, getting free bones. Damn it. Whoop, freeing their... No, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna finish that one. I started that one, and then I was like, mouth feel bad. I'm not even doing the math on the percentage here. I'm just kind of, this fight is vibes. Okay, I need 1 more activation.
Yeah.
Which is just 3 more blue diamonds. Okay. It turns out Awful was sexy hunkin' the entire time. And now through the power of arbitrary code execution, we know how to fix the elevator? Yeah. This game rocks.
Yeah, this game rules.
No, I just want the little minigun here. Because now that we know how to fix the elevator, we're gonna fix the elevator.
I feel like if any hunkin is going to win the Tumblr Sexy Man contest, it's going to be the bartender one.
Yeah, it's Bartender Hunkin, because that's the only one, he's the only one we talk to. And now we get to press the wizard button. And guess what? The wizard is another Hunkin! Why did they give him so many boss mechanics? Anyway, progress fight, cool flip, and sprint to cover are going to both give us progress, but in 2 different ways. We're not really going to worry about it because even sprint to cover or cool flip advances the trait developing calf injury. There's only 1 instance where developing calf injury actually comes into play in the entire game, and we're not going to pick it. But it's also not going to impede us in any way, shape, or form, like in any of these fights. So we just get to essentially pop both off for free. We also want to be matching the floppy disks symbols as much as we can, because we're going to be wanting to click unplug something whenever Hunkin has several uses of laser cannon, because laser cannon is a repeatable 6 damage. It's a 6 damage move that he can use several times a turn.
He's harvesting a lot.
Yep. And now I unplug something, especially after he uses Deep Search, just so he can't do anything. I'm gonna just use a single bandage here and then just start getting some kind of progress before having double minigun here honestly is pretty good, just because in the cases where like I have no good matches, I can just minigun the board down a little bit, and hopefully it makes computer Hunkin's moves just a little bit more awkward. But when he could also just deep search and clear out a 5x5 square of the board, that's not necessarily something I can really account for most times anyway. So I genuinely just need to be building up probably focus on greens for a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Developing calf injury.
Yeah, he had 2 proxy laser cannon. I'm gonna unplug something before I do literally anything. Bandage up. I'm just gonna make sure I at least keep both those back up. Like, the name of this fight is honestly just like build up floppy disk symbols, and then if you can get the things that give you progress while you also break those, like just through comboing, that also. Okay, I am 31% away. More bandages. There we go. Okay.
Cool.
Woo! We're out of that.
Intense.
Yeah, no, this... Because you're at the will of a match 3 board, but there is still... As much as you are still at the will of a match 3 board, I cannot stress enough that there actually is, like, strategy to it, which, like, feels good. It feels like playing a card game, but you get your resources to play your cards through a match 3 game. This is some real sicko shit. It's the right amount of dopamine activation. Anyway, I'm gonna pick up 1 hunting rifle here while I still have it, and then just full restock on bandages. And it's on to the World Wide Web, because that's what we're getting the wizard's help with, is that we need to. And Filbert here is going, Filbert/Radical JJ, that is also the name we've sort of given JJ, trying to get past his evil ways. And we're in the World Wide Web now.
Truly the scariest place of all.
But we still bring Bartender Hunkin with us.
Oh yeah, of course.
The reason why we also still want to have both of our large slot options filled is because Hunkin, in revenge for us dragging him outside of the game, is going to try to give us 2 confetti cannons. If we don't have the inventory space for it, we could just pass on them. And we don't have to spend the time deleting them from our inventory. Now, cool picks. So yeah, these are just gonna be, we're facing off against endless pets, and we're gonna be building up both blue squares. We're looking for blue diamonds and yellow squares, specifically in this encounter, to once again 4 hits, gain the progress, while also trying not to die to a cuteness aneurysm.
Oh.
Yes, that is the move Endless Pets has.
Oh, okay.
And captioned image removes progress from us, so we want to sort of essentially hold on to whatever whatever movement on tearaway and making progress that we want to, because even if we start clicking it, caption image can just take it away. So we really don't want to like
Playing a tiny violin.
Okay, I'm almost good on yellow symbols, so I just need to focus on blues at this point. But I'm really not getting any good blue symbol matches here. It's just the way, and of course I just get into it. We do have to watch out because Cuneiformism is 3 hits, and we're donezo. Just gonna break that, see what happens. Okay, I have enough yellows.
Animal pictures.
Yeah, no. See, this is also an instance of me also taking the computer icons away, also being like a strategical help. Because both their abilities are reliant on it, so the less easily matchable computer symbols that are on the board, the easier this fight is to survive for me. And since we are in chapter 5, so this is the last chapter that would constitute any percent. So we are sort of rounding the end of where any percent is. I gotta use bandage here. But I'm good to go to just start tearing away. The implication here is that we're trying to like tear ourselves away from the screen because we're so distracted by the cuteness.
The animals are just too cute.
Okay, I'm gonna Okay, so we're going to go into 2 back-to-back combats that are going to be a little challenging. Take 1 health boost. Wait, I have a lot of... Yeah, I'm just gonna up my health a lot. There must not have been some of that regent that I paid earlier. Anyway, this is the Sheriff Brachiosaurus, but we're gonna have Hainu Typhoon draw Plesiosaurus. Once again, this is where Civil Asset Forfeiture is gonna come back into play, because Yeehaw is just gonna increase his symbols over and over again. So we're looking to essentially get in a loop where he'll build up his symbols and then we can just yoink him away. I'm so glad I got all the health. Yeah, this music's kind of a jam. All the music in this game is a jam. Okay, I have enough blue, I just need enough red. I'm so glad I took those health upgrades. Okay. I'm gonna banish here because I do not get a heal between this fight and the next one. So health management is also gonna be very important.
I like that you have finger guns and it has flipper guns.
Mm-hmm. Just make sure I'm either doing damage or keeping up my red and blue symbols enough so that I can steal symbols back at this point. If I look stressed at all during these next couple of fights, it's because I am.
Oh yeah, this game looks incredibly stressful. I'm really impressed by this high level.
Okay, now I Civil Asset Forfeiture, take everything, and... Because ideally I want to be just beating him through a loop of finger guns and stealing his symbols. I'm gonna do a first aid here just because I want to keep my Celasic Vulture. And I have 3 more activations of Finger Guns, which is really all I need to end this.
You also just want to go into the next fight with a decent amount of health.
Yeah. Like Bass Reeves? Yeah, exactly. Okay, now we have the Cowboy trait. Okay, this is the last fight of what would be any percent. Ducky can take 2 turns in a row, so this is where it gets tricky. In that we really don't want to be leaving knife matches, especially on the board, for Ducky to just kind of double chain into us. But there's also some times where Ducky can just clear off use the second turn to clear off a square of the board and mess up whatever matches we're going for. Okay, 16, so that's the threshold. It is just hunting rifle time. So it's click hunting rifle and pray to a deity that I live. Which luckily advantages. Do not take up my turn. And 2 more click. I'm out of Ducky.
Woo! Gaming.
We're gonna hide the body.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
How does it look like we're doing on time, by the way?
We're about an hour in.
Okay, okay. Okay, this might go a little over. I took a couple of these fights a little slow just because they are. I want them to be good. Okay, so this. I'm just making sure this computer terminal does not get too. Okay, I need to take as many computer symbols off the board as I can right now, because if they get 3 more, this fight is just over, because Explode does 400 damage.
Oh.
That is not what I meant to click. So as much as this is not I'm gonna quick search and just
This really is a horror game. If I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, like holding my breath, just like oh no.
Good thing Backdoor also increases, just don't steal symbols, don't steal symbols. Yeah, that's the fight. Okay, so we are gonna go over a little bit, because it's just gonna use Explode and kill me. Yep. Okay. Right back into it.
Yeah, alright.
Luckily, it's the checkpoint right before it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we could just get right back into the fight.
This fight's neat.
This fight, it's the end of the actual game.
Yeah.
Typically, this fight has been fairly nice to me overall, like in my entire time running this game. That was actually one of the first times it's... I swear to God. It got So, like, the thing is, it got really lucky in just getting, like, 7 computer symbols off the bat that last fight. Or that last attempt. Steal symbols 3 times now. Okay, that does it, because backdoor just gives me... Oh, God. Do not click developing calf injury, because that also will kill me, and I will have to do that all over again. Hi, anyway, we're learning that the response to the game was just so poor that no one wanted... Backlash, and that's why the game was more or less abandoned. And now we're fighting the pain. The pain's only move is to remove 5 progress from us each turn, but luckily the minigun gives us 10 each turn, along with any other combos we may roll from it. One more? Okay. And this just doesn't work. Okay, I don't need that. I don't need the combo right now. I don't need it. It really doesn't matter what I pick here, because I just need to stand my ground against the wave. So this is an ability. Crash, once again, is going to be something that just instant kills me. I need to make sure that doesn't happen. But also the way I win is just by clicking keep standing and building enough defiant traits. I'm not actually doing damage to the wave right now, but I am just sort of slowly accruing the symbols necessary.
Need to unlock the defiant trait before you can use it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use the rest of the minigun here. Okay. I need 2 more uses of it. One more. I have enough. And I keep standing. And I keep standing. Oh, was this all for nothing? Credits. But no, we're doing true ending. So we're going real gamer mode right now, because we need to get through chapter 6, which fortunately is just like 4 more fights. But I need to make sure I have the right items for it. Chapter complete. Now we're on to chapter 6. Many cycles later. So we have essentially come to accept our fate in the game, but we're also trying to still make this a good place for those of us that are sort of left behind. We have one little more conversation with our friend Filbert here. Shop. I'm gonna buy minigun, big rifle, and then 2 bandages. Okay, so I want to go to the kitchen first. And we're going to do the dishes. Because what we need to do is build up 3 to unlock the very last encounter with the zombie T-Rex, we need to get the caretaker trait, and to do that, we need to go through, we need to do 3 blocks of it. Right now, we're looking to just get essentially 40 spoon symbols. Because it's just another progress rush. While also not getting our butt beat by a chili pepper. Some might say it's red hot.
Yeah, that's pretty green to me.
20. I still don't need to use it, I'm just gonna burn it. Using Gimme That just steals the spoon symbols from the chili, but unless it has like 10 symbols, it really doesn't matter. I am going to use it in that instance because it is 4. That would be 8 damage to my face if it hit, and that's 5. So we're out of here because I don't even need to wait for the next turn. Don't you wish you could wash dishes that fast?
Always.
Anyway, that's the last thing we need to do in the kitchen, because the other fight is also annoying. I guess we're getting a cartoon bomb here. We still have the hunting rifle just bought. I'm going to actually clear out that cartoon bomb because... no, it deals 10 damage to me and my opponent clears 5 by 5. I don't want that. And we're just going to shop. I do barely have enough for a hunting rifle, but I don't have any for pocket shotgun, so I'm not going to be able to do the quick kill unless... I do the matching game first and just get a good combo. Yeah. I'm gonna wait back at the friendly knight and do his branch first. Have another puzzle for me today. Yep. Copy the knight's movements. So this is all about I gain progress whenever I match to the highest total that the haunted knight has. So in this case, it's now green, so I want to be matching green if at all possible, and it's not. Yeah. This game's fun. And of course, you just match more green off the board for me. And of course, Ray's hand is able to clear all the symbols, but... yeah, in this instance right now, matching literally anything besides green circles does nothing.
Okay.
It could also raise my stress. Now it's red triangles, which I also don't have a good match on. Video games.
Well, they're just questions I'm curious. I've been seeing like sometimes symbols will have like sometimes the gems will have like this little symbol on them. What does that mean? Like on the board, they'll have like a stained glass.
Oh,
symbol
that's the wild gem. So that in your typical match 3 fashion, that gem's going to basically like count as anything. So as long as you make a match with it,
makes sense.
Any match. So yeah, I'm doing this fight first out of the other night one that I would need to do to sort of get Caretaker. all because I'm hoping to route out the money to be able to buy the quick kill for the other knight that I'll need to fight later. Boost. Okay, now circles. Only green circles. Only green circles. Stay stress is fine.
Yep.
Triangles. There we go. Okay. I should have the 2 hunting rifles, so now I just need to shop, buy 1 pocket shotgun, clear out one of these bandages. That took a while. Oh my god. Menuing! Menuing my beloved.
Menuing is the worst.
Pocket shotgun. Okay, now after I've burned that money, okay. Go back to the hall. I'm gonna search the missing knight. Okay, it doesn't matter which one I pick here, because we're gonna just start the fight anyway. You wanna see a magic trick?
Yeah.
Hey, 3, real quick, what's 16 plus 16?
32.
Stop. That's right. Okay, don't care if I stay stressed. It's got a kick. Stop stressing me out. And I'm okay.
We're okay.
Oh, and I'm glad I was able to still show off. I essentially was able to show off every single quick kill in this fight, because now we just got one more NPC to talk to. And no, it's not Hunkin. That's settings. Actually, shop. I don't even have money for a minigun. So we're just... Okay, so this is the last encounter. Time is going to be when the trait game complete comes up. We're just gonna go right back into Explorer. Yeah. This is it. One last job. So I just gotta disable the movement scripts of the zombie T-Rex, which once again, just like Grab Bone earlier, I gotta get 10, 10, 10, 10, and then 20 skulls. So we're just matching and trying not to die. Good start with these combos. Great start with these combos.
Yeah, wow. That was a good turn.
Yeah, I just need to break that, just get out there. Okay, it's just like I just want 5 more dinosaur skulls.
This economy?
In this economy, and there we go. Okay.
Oh.
And we did that damage list too.
Let's go.
Okay, it's the zombie T-Rex. Okay. And now we're finally telling the T-Rex, what we're in. You won't be abandoned now. You know what? I've died before. We're gonna hug the T-Rex. The tear splashes to the ground. And time.
GG's. Wow,
That
what a run.
was Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion true ending. And I will say in this instance, in lieu of actual shoutouts, I'm going to let a very special guest, the real star of True Ending, say a few words. Yeah, I can now go back to any bar you previously reached with JJ opening and yada yada. Kind of like Dead Rising 2, whose structure inspired a lot of things with the game you just played. Huh? I should introduce myself. I'm Zalavir, the director and lead writer of creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. Yeah, Zalavir Nelson Jr. Jump scare. This is why it's True Ending. True Ending essentially is the Zalavir, the dev of the game, and everyone, the face of Strange Scaffold that everyone knows and associates with, coming and talking to you. And so, the true ending here is, which I'll just click through very slowly, or try to, is essentially him sort of conveying how, the development history of the game and how this game almost didn't exist. Talented friends were getting laid off by the day, projects that might have been your next favorite game were getting canceled regularly if they were funded at all. And this is just normal in the game dev industry. Games people are like are getting buried alive and told not to scream while it is happening. I realized that if CRDM3 ever had the chance to see the light of day, it had an opportunity. It could distressingly beg for its own life. Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3 could not shift to not just be the goofy fusion of Resident Evil and Puzzle Quest, but tell a story of its own troubled past. Please play this game. I am going to just fast forward the rest of here for the sake of getting us out of here. But thank you once again, Lady Arcaders, for letting me come and showcase this game. This was personally one of my top 5 games of 2025. But yeah, I've been Professor Burtch. You can find me on if you can find me anywhere on the internet at ProfessorBurtch, that's where you can find me. If you can't find me there, I'm not there. But you know where you can also find me the rest of this weekend? Doing social media for Multithon. Hi, I'm the social media lead for Multithon. Please go check that out. We're raising money for Blue Path, service animals, which are a great cause, all going to raise money to train autism service dogs, and would really appreciate it if you tune into that at all this weekend at Multithon, and support us there. Just even watching helps a lot. That's all I have today. Love you each. Peace. 3, take it away.
Thank you so much, Birch. I had to wipe off some tears right there. Actually, the game got me to cry a little bit. Yeah.
No.
Indie games are great. Support indie devs.
Support indie games.
Yeah, thank you so much, Birch. Y'all watching, please stick around for some final announcements at the end. And yeah, see you soon. Alrighty. Hello again, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Attract Mode, presented by the Lady Arcaders. Please make sure you tune in next time on Attract Mode on April 9th, where we'll be showcasing the Pokemon Run and Bun Elite Four Showcase run by Forgiven. And for those of you who may not be aware, Attract Mode runs twice weekly on Sundays at 2 p.m. and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we are always looking for showcases. From speedruns, crafting showcases, to video game-related presentations, we would love to have you. Visit ldy.gg/start for more info. You can also follow us on our Lady Arcaders socials to see our schedule for future events and Attract Mode showcases. I have been 3Pup, I have been your host. Please stick around for the raid, y'all. As Birch was mentioning, Multithon is going on all weekend, from noon to 1 a.m. Eastern each day, raising money for Blue Path, a charity that helps provide autism service dogs to those who need them, transforming the lives of individuals, families, and communities. Thank you all so much once again for watching, and hope you all have a nice weekend. Bye!